your makeup is, it's really important because it affects how you feel about yourself. I always say, if it makes you feel good and you feel confident, that's all that matters.
Hi, I'm John from PGP Wedding Films, and welcome to Say Yes to the Best, where we talk to the best wedding pros for your wedding planning tips. And if you are planning your wedding and you're not sure quite what you need, what to do, where to go, that's what we're here for. We have new episodes every single week, so follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. We have new episodes every single week. And today I'm with Jenn from JKO Beauty.
Hi, I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for being a part of it.
Absolutely.
I shared on Instagram before we did this. We met a couple months ago on a wedding, and I could just tell that you brought such an energy to your brides, and I just knew I had to talk to you.
Thank you.
About everything you did.
It was a great day.
And it was one of my favorite moments because the bride stopped right at the end of makeup and turned to you and said,
"Oh, you have to show me how to cry."
And I'm just sitting there like, that is like such a perfect soundbite, and no music was on. It was just like perfect.
It was perfect. It was.
So tell me a little bit about your business.
So I've actually been working as a makeup artist for over 23 years, but I started my business, JKO Beauty, about 3 years ago. Again, after working as a freelance artist for so many years, weddings have always been sort of my passion and something that I just really love doing, and I wanted to really focus everything that I had on my business. So creating a business has been, it's been the best decision.
Where do you travel to? What area are you based in?
So most of my couples actually get married in Center City, Philadelphia. So I do find myself mainly working downtown.
What is your favorite thing about what you do?
I feel like our wedding day is truly one of the most important, most memorable days of our lives. And I get to be a part of something that's so special and so memorable. And something like your makeup is, it's really important because it affects how you feel about yourself. I always say, if it makes you feel good and you feel confident, that's all that matters, whatever that look may be.
So what did you want to share with our audience today about makeup and everything makeup?
Yes! Gosh, I have so much. So the main thing that I wanted to focus on is 5 tips in choosing your makeup look. And the first one that I always suggest is stay true to yourself. So a really good example would be, if you never wear red lipstick, you might not feel your best or feel like yourself in red lipstick on your wedding day. Instead, think about what you normally do, and the second tip would be to amplify that. So knowing that, and this is your thing, knowing that in film, under lights and things like that, we can actually lose a lot of our color and definition. So things such as false lashes, a little bit more coverage, maybe you don't wear foundation every day, but you really should wear something to even out the complexion. It'll just photograph much more flawless and polished. Another thing to consider would be your wedding day style and your color palette. So I always say, for instance, like I ask the girls, what color is your bouquet? What flowers, do you have? What color are your bridesmaids wearing? Because I will consider those as just a really clear example. If you're using, warm fall colors, I wouldn't want to use, say, a candy pink lipstick. It would just really not flow with the overall look. So keeping your color palette in mind. I always ask, what are you doing with your hair? And having an idea of what they're going to do or what you're going to do with your hair can tell me, if you're doing a deep part with the classic retro old Hollywood waves, honestly, a red lip with a little bit of a cat eye looks beautiful. If you're doing something that's loose and sort of boho chic, that glowy, fresh look, it just beautifully matches. Another thing that I think is really important is not to follow trends. So while I think it's important to look current and feel like yourself and feel beautiful, doing something that's maybe a little bit I'm going to say time-stamped as far as trends go, you'll regret it. You'll regret it. We've all been there. We've all done something where we're like, no, but I do this every day. And then 5 years later, we're not doing that every day anymore. And it's now something that we kind of joke about from, the 90s or whatever it may be. So, even if it is something that's a little bit on trend now, there's always a way to apply that in a way that's a little bit more classic. Again, a really good example would be, a really extreme cat eye. Cat eyes are always, classic. So doing something that's a little less extreme, you still get that on trend. You feel like yourself and you feel current now, but it won't have a time stamp to it. The fifth tip would be to consider the season. So if we are, for instance, if we're doing a winter wedding, some of those richer textures, deeper colors can be really beautiful. And what you'll find is that everything will sort of go that way as it is. So, your flowers will, sort of be swayed and determined by the time of year. If it's a summer wedding, some of those pastels or brights, and just really coordinating everything together.
But I really identified with what you were saying as far as you don't want to do something too trendy,
right? Because
we all have those things that you see pictures of your parents and you make fun of them. Someday that will be you.
Yes.
Unless you follow that tip.
Yes. So the bride that I like to use as an example is Grace Kelly. And certainly there's some Philly pride there, but she was just so elegant and so beautiful on her wedding day. And it was decades ago, and still today, if you look at her wedding day photos, they're beautiful, and there's nothing to go like, oh, they did that back then.
So how does the makeup for a bride differ from the rest of the wedding party? Do you have to do anything differently?
That's a really good question. So one thing that I like to share with my brides is you're actually going to get a lot of close-ups. So remembering that you're going to have those types of close-ups, certain things, like say for instance lashes, we want them, obviously we want that extra drama and we want to look polished and everything in our photos, but having a close-up photo is going to show the detail. So that would be one thing, just really paying attention to all the fine little details. The other thing that I always say is, your bridesmaids are there because they're really special to you and you chose them to be a part of your day. They're there to support you. They're there to be a part of what is your day. So your bridal day look should really be what you feel best and most true to yourself in. And their look is designed to also complement them and make them feel and look their best. But at the end of the day, they're still there to support you. So whether it's, throwing out a color and saying, ladies all wear black, or choosing a dress style, makeup is somewhat similar in that way where I always say, think of it like a collection, so that when you do look at your photos, everything together just looks really cohesive and harmonious. It'll be really beautiful in the end for your photos. And again, you're kind of, what's your bride tribe? You're a team. Mm-hmm. And so there is a sense of togetherness in that look. So they're really there to support you.
If you could tell every bride one thing, what would it be?
Wow. That's tough. I would say go with it. Whatever happens on the day of your wedding, there's probably one day in your entire life that you will have this many details. You've put a lot into choosing, all of your vendors and all of your details, but it's still life. And sometimes things don't go as we planned. It might rain. It might be that somebody who you expected to be on time was late. Things happen. It's just, it's just going to happen, right? But just remember, none of it really matters as long as the two of you are there and you're ready to say yes. As I always say, everything else becomes a story later, hopefully one that we laugh at. Usually we laugh or we forget about it. It's the truth. So whatever it is, don't let anything steal your joy on one of the most joyous days of your life. Just be glad and be grateful to be there and celebrate with everyone that you love.
Well, Jenn, thank you for that. Those are all really, really helpful tips.
Thank you.
So the last thing I have is I have a few questions for you. Let our audience know you a little bit better. Some about what you do, some not so much. So just kind of let us know the first thing that pops into your head. So first question, Why is your company named JKO Beauty?
So my business name is JKO Beauty. My first name, as you know, is Jennifer, which is super common. My last name is Kokenauer, and it's really long and complicated. And so because being a part of your wedding day is so special to me, I really wanted to kind of put my name on it because I stand behind my work and I want to have a connection with my couples.
And for everyone out there, it's JKO. It's not JKO. So just it's JKO.
It's kind of like J-Lo. I hate to say it, but I am a fan. She'll do anything. Hair and makeup. It's not always a win, but I love the fact that she'll do it.
What is your favorite type of makeup?
Ooh, favorite type of makeup. Eye makeup. I'm gonna say eye makeup.
Okay. For that cat eye.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna say eye makeup because this is really tough, but I feel like, you know the saying, the eyes are the window to the soul, and I feel like when you talk to people, where do you look? You look into their eyes, and our eyes are so expressive, and I just feel like at the end of the day, we have, like, our eyes are something that are really unique to each of us.
What's your favorite color?
Pink.
Okay.
It's cheery. And if you know me, I'm like all about having a good time, so.
What is something people don't know about you?
Something people don't know about me. Geez. I have 2 dogs, and they're really big dogs too.
Oh, what kind of dog?
We have a Rhodesian Ridgeback. His name is Frank, short for Frank the Tank. He's about 10 months old right now, and he is a cutie pie. And the other one is Luna. It is short for Lunatic, and she's a Pharaoh Hound.
Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Ooh, that's a tough one. So, I love Terms of Endearment. It's really kind of an old film, but it's always been one I've watched it over the years many times, and it just really touches my heart, and I love that. A Star is Born was one of my favorites.
I haven't seen it yet, no spoilers.
Okay, but mine was actually what I thought was the original. It turns out it wasn't the original, it was, I guess, the second one. And now, of course, there's the newer version. They're all amazing, love it.
Okay, it's been on my list. It's been on my list. Favorite book?
Favorite book? Ooh. So I guess I don't know that I have a favorite book, but I would say what I love to read are things that I feel like I can learn something from.
What is the largest wedding party you've ever had to do makeup for all of the people?
The largest wedding party was probably, I would say about 15. And there's a couple of them each year. I don't do everyone myself, obviously. There's 2 of us, if not more. But they can be a lot of fun. They can be a lot of fun. We're prepared for whatever. Just let us know ahead of time.
Yeah, don't tell them 3 and then show up with 15.
Yeah, just let us know ahead of time.
What's the best reaction you've ever gotten from a bride?
Well, there's a couple. Every once in a while, somebody actually starts to cry, and it kind of melts me because, you know, it's just such a pure, true emotion. And then, of course, they're the look in the mirror, and you could just see it written all over someone's face, and they're like, "It's perfect. I feel beautiful." I feel like, you know, there's people, we all sort of emote differently, and our reactions can be really different. But the truth is when you hand someone a mirror and that reaction that you get, it's honest and it's true. And I can't describe the feeling that, you know, I have to be on that end knowing that I was a part of it. It's pretty awesome.
Awesome. Well, Jen, thank you so much for being a part of the show today.
Thank you. This is really fun.
So, if you need to learn how to cry,
yes,
Jen can teach you how to cry.
I can teach you how to cry.
So that's the first thing. If you want to get in touch with Jen and JKO Beauty, all of her information will be below. And again, this is Say Yes to the Best. If you are looking for help with your wedding planning, this is the place to be. We have new episodes every single Tuesday. So subscribe, all of the things on the social media. We're here. So happy planning.